diversity to be successful, what is the process, or what are the processes that need to be in place in order to make diversity successful?
Assess old ways of doing things if they no longer apply. That's one. Especially if the organization is large. That's one. Second of all, don't rely on the ERGs to do all the work. I think that if you're working in an ERG is very much the employment resource groups. Sometimes there's a lot of burden placed on if I, not taking, as a leader, you don't take responsibility for not being diverse enough, you put it on, then ERG has to handle it. And then that becomes an extra double burden. So you want to understand if you're double burdening your own employees to be the solutionist for what actually should be a conversation to have on a continuous basis. One idea I always find fascinating that they have not really thought about is departments to have their own, like a mediator almost.
Yeah.
Have a mediator in your departments, because mediators, for example, when I was giving a course to an organization for the women in tech, I was surprised because they were like, yes, we're going to get women, and we got a lot of women, but when I saw that there was only one particular race in that room, I was like, where's everyone else? And they go, oh, nobody, and they were nominated, like, oh, nobody really nominated them. And I go, that is something that needs to be addressed, right? If you had a mediator or somebody who can question and ask and is there in the departments, then you have not a safe space, a brave space. A mediator who says, I am going to be here for that person, but I'm not here to tell tales on them. That person has to have that neutrality where the person can come in and be that avenue of saying, this is all that's going on. My private life is affecting me the way I work. How do I go about it? Do you think I should talk to the HR? It's like really brainstorming, It's about brainstorming with someone about how can you get clarity on how to proceed. Because the moment they speak to HR, there's what are the consequences? If I speak to my boss, what is my consequences? So putting in a good system, and then check who's doing your well-being. When I see the people who are giving well-being, I'm like, how? Because it's coming from one perspective, Again, it goes back to, what is the self-care of your culture? Can that self-care of your culture, can we help you, support you to go through it? So let's say your well-being right now, you're mentally stressed at work.
Yeah.
Right? And that person says, I don't want to meditate. Right? Asking them what will support you, and then you design it. Because no one size fits all. In diversity and inclusion, what we're trying to still do is one size fits all. But in order to be heard means to open the space to have different opinions, to be heard, and to respect that diverse conversation is going to happen. If that person's afraid to say something differently in their team meetings, they can go to that mediator and get prepared for that. You see? But that person has to stay neutral.